Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, July 21st, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I hold compassion for the feels of myself and others. And today is our last full day of Sun in Cancer. The Sun will move into Leo on Friday the 22nd at 1:07 p.m. Pacific time. So we've got depending where you live, a day and a half-ish left in this Cancer energy. And what came through today so strongly was the energy of compassion. As I was on social media, just seeing the situations, experiencing, processing of people, especially over this last week, but just the last week, last month, last year, last 2 years, last 10 years, ongoing. That was the strongest energy that came through, was the need we all have for compassion and the need the world has for compassion. So compassion for ourselves, from others, compassion for ourselves, compassion for others in the world, because it's intense, right? I actually looked up the definition of compassion. I didn't love most of the definitions, but one hit the nail on the head. And one, it was, what was it? The humane response to the suffering of others. And regardless of what you think about somebody's suffering, oh, they don't have it as bad as me, or it's way worse than me, everybody has challenges and needs the energy of compassion. Understanding that people are going through the stuff. And this feels like such a strong prerequisite for Sun in Leo, where our inner children come out. What does an inner child need? It needs compassion as it's learning and growing. And what are we but children of the universe that are learning and growing? So that's our work today. Today, as we build into Leo, seeing where we can root in through compassion, having that understanding. Today we have the moon continuing through Leo. What am I saying? Through Taurus. I'm so tired. It's continuing through Taurus, connecting to Mars and connecting to Uranus. The Mars connection, moon and Mars, is relatively early in the day. Now, while Taurus is relatively stable and less reactive than some other signs, even though we have that, when Moon and Mars come together, it can build frustration. It can bring about temper tantrum energy. So be aware that there may be some frustrations. Oh, hi, Mahalo. And the frustration energy that I imagine this is not necessarily fair, but the frustration energy that I imagine with the moon and Mars in Taurus is Veruca Salt from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Daddy, I want it now! That kind of energy. So it might border on some impatience. And again, with Sun in Cancer, Moon in Taurus, Mars in Taurus, Uranus and Saturn building into a square, Mars, Uranus, and North Node building into a conjunction, slow and steady is the process at this time, and reminding yourself of that often will help you move through some of the "Daddy, I want it now" kind of feelings coming through. And sometimes you just need to get the feels out. You gotta let yourself have a little temper tantrum and then move on. So just keep that in mind for the first part of the day. Now, that may be repeated later. So we're going to have the moon and Uranus also coming together. Not till later in the evening. But that Uranus energy is quite triggery. And being that it is close-ish to Mars in this energy, again, you may feel some of that impatience. That may be what it's triggering. It might be triggering some of the worth stuff. It might be triggering some of the money stuff currently on the planet. So be aware of that. I also am feeling, I'm really feeling, although this is definitely in my chart, but I'm definitely feeling some of the electrical energies spiking a little bit, We are building, too, at the end of July, a conjunction between Uranus, Mars, and the North Node. And all of that is widely squaring Saturn in Aquarius. And so this energy altogether can be very stimulating for your nervous system. Today, at some point, I was like, gotta get away from all the devices and like reground. So if you're feeling overstimulated, take time to ground in this energy. That's part of having compassion for yourself, is like recognizing what your physical self is needing and showing up. That's part of this Cancer energy, is knowing how you need to show up for yourself. How, as a parent for yourself, can you show up for yourself right now? This isn't repeating how your parents showed up for you. This is recognizing what your needs are and showing up for yourself in that way, which gives you a good foundation for this Leo energy, which brings in inner child stuff. Not to mention, Sun and Ceres are conjunct, so that mother energy is very strong. Again, you don't necessarily have to repeat the patterns of your ancestral mothers, your mother, her mother, etc. You can change the pattern for yourself. You can change how you're showing up. Or maybe they did a great job, and you can mimic that. But even if they did a great job, there might be other ways that you are needing yourself to show up, and that requires listening and, again, compassion in and through this energy. So what do we have? Well, inner child coming in, proud and strong, the innocence card, recognizing that within yourself, recognizing the innocence of yourself as a child of the universe, the innocence of others as children of the universe, just trying to learn our lessons, right? And so, again, compassion is a beautiful thing in and through this energy as we get through all of the conditioning this planet brings to us. I have the maturity card. Taking time to be grounded. This is the Ace of Pentacles. There may be a creative process or project that will be coming forward, but this really feels like you really showing up for yourself. That's what that maturity card feels like in this case. Still processing the feels. We've got clinging to the past. This is like the ultimate Cancer card to me, because if there's an archetype within us that's like has trouble letting go, it's definitely the Cancer vibes. And then Taurus is like kind of a close second to that. So be aware of where some stuff is coming up, old feels or whatever, that need your compassion, and maybe even some letting go, release process. The final card is the Existence card, the Magician card. This card always feels like magic to me, remembering the magic of the universe. But in this, it's also just feeling like presence for the process, presence viewing your process. This feels like your true you. We often identify with our suffering, with our minds, with our feelings, and yet the thing that's viewing all that is the truest you. So this is like, to me, a reminder of connecting to that energy. So I'm going to leave that here for today. Good luck as we finish up Cancer season. This one has been very intense, lots of feels. Pretty much a doozy, but, following years of doozies, right? So, you can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.